Hi everybody and welcome. Today we're going to be going over some of the questions on our study guide, hopefully in an effort to set us up to be successful on our final assessment for our unit here. So I know we've done these questions quite a few times now with interior and exterior angles, so we're going to go through these one more time, always starting off like we do with highlighting. So our transversal is in red, and we can now shade the inside and outside of our parallel line. So the inside we're going to put in purple, so all of those are interior angles. And on the outside we'll do in brown. So anything on the outside is exterior. So hopefully that'll get us started. Just a quick reminder, we are trying to answer two questions. So the first question is, are we interior or are we exterior? And the second question is, are we on the left or are we on the right of the transversal? A quick reminder, corresponding angles is if we were to redraw and kind of like zoom in. So we'd see like 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we'd also see 5, 6, 7, and 8. So all of these pairs are corresponding. So that is how you figure out corresponding angles, is how do they match up. So if that helps you answer these questions here, and again, make sure that we are carefully going through those definitions because that'll help us out. Take any notes that you want on this because, again, you can use that on your assessment. All right, so let's go to our next question here. Identify some of these pairs based off of the measure of the indicated angle. So they're telling us here that we have 100 degrees, that we have parallel lines. These are consecutive, because they're both on the left side. It is also both on the interior, so consecutive interior angles add up to 180 degrees, which means that our question mark here is going to have to be 80, because 100 plus 80 gets us to 180 degrees. So we have consecutive angles, and then we solved for it, it is 80. So it's possible. This is the reason why it's possible to solve. So keep going on 9 and 10. So find the reason, find what happens because of that reason, and then solve for the missing measure of the angle here. All right, going on to our next one here. So we have some parallel lines again, and we can look and highlight this like we always do, seeing that we have our transversal in red, and then we have interior and exterior. So first, let's answer those questions. These are both exterior angles. Secondly, they are on different sides of our transversal. So that means that right here we have alternate exterior angles, which means they are congruent. So that can set us up to solve, and you're going to have to finish solving this. We know that the first angle is the same as our second angle. So we'd go through, put like terms together, and get an answer for x equals. All right, let's see, moving on to our next question. Looking at some slope. So a quick reminder of our slope formula. We have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Our first step, we want to label our points. And then our second step is to plug in what we just labeled. Be very careful, use parentheses, and it'll help make sure that you are arranging things in the correct order, and that we won't have any mistakes with signs or mistakes with the order of numbers. All right, so we'll get -7 on top, we'll get +4 on the bottom, and then that will be the answer for slope. So we're going to want to do the same thing here. So we have our ordered pair 3, 3, 6, 4. So let's label and let's fill in. So again, label all of our terms here and then fill in our slope formula. So y2, y1, x2, and x1 based off of the 2 points that we identified on the line below. All right, let's see, moving on to our next one. A little bit more challenging with number 13. We need to get to y equals mx plus b form. And in this form, our slope is our m. So we would have to take our 4x, our 5y, and 10. Keep everything balanced, but do a little bit of algebraic isolation. So move the 4x to the other side. We'll be left with 5y minus 4x plus 10. And finally, we do need it in y equals form. So we'll have to divide everything by 5. So when we finish, our final equation here will be y equals negative 4 over 5x plus 2, and we've just found our slope. So if you see an example like that, that's how we would go through. So slope is negative 4 over 5. So next here, we have positive 4 over 5 as our slope for number 14. So if we have negative 4 over 5 and positive 5 over 4 as our two slopes, what's their relationship? So look back in your notes and see if we change the sign and we flip the fraction, what does that mean? All right, so we got a couple more questions here. And these are just some extra practice with our angles. So again, remember with your angle relationships, we are first trying to answer, are they interior or are they exterior? And then second, we're trying to answer which side of the transversal. So use that information to solve for one, which type of angle relationship is this? And then two, based off of that angle relationship, what does that mean? So are they equal? Do they add up to 180? And again, always start off the same way. So highlight the line that crosses through two lines, and think carefully about your interior and your exterior. And that'll be the same for the other two questions there as well. All right, so any questions, as always, feel free to let me know. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and good luck studying, and I'll